Do you find yourself struggling to create a sense of distance in your landscapes? If everything you paint looks flat and one-dimensional, then this mini lesson is for you. All right, so just starting out with my underpainting here, just using local color, but the important thing to note is that with the vegetation and the mountains in the background, I'm using warmer colors in the foreground and cooler colors in the background. And before we get to the more important details, let me share a little bit about my Patreon page. Of course, I go much deeper into all the techniques I use in this lesson inside my Pastel Growth Studio on Patreon. My members not only get full lessons, but also full product evaluations, step-by-step how-tos for your most pressing pastel questions, fun monthly challenges, and behind-the-scenes looks. I would love to welcome you to the family. I'm offering a 7-day free trial, and it's only $5 a month after that. I'll put the link in the description. All right, so on top of my underpainting, I'm starting to fill in some of the details and keeping in mind that in a landscape, generally speaking, depending on your lighting, things up front are usually warmer than things in the background. So my shadow colors that I'm using here in the front are violet, and then I'm switching to a blue violet for my shadows in the background trees. I'm also bringing some of that blue into the trees in the front, but because it's going on top of a warmer green, it doesn't look as cool. So you can play with layering to cool off or warm up the different colors that you're using. And I continue that same idea of warmer in the front and cooler in the back for these trees as I start to put in more details and more vegetation. But because my underpainting was much warmer in the front trees, I can still bring in some of that cooler green on top of those warm underpainting colors, and it still looks cooler than it does in the back. When you are doing water, you also want to treat it the same way, where it generally gets lighter and cooler as it recedes into the distance, of course, taking into account the reflections that might be there as well. And as I transition now into the hills and the mountains in the back, again, the same idea. The further back something goes into the distance, the more water vapor is in the atmosphere, so it blocks our view. So things really far in the distance are going to be lighter and cooler and also start to get more neutral or more gray as they go back. And then things that are a little closer are going to be slightly darker, slightly warmer, and less neutral. So I hope this little demo was useful for you. If you want to see the full lesson, head on over to my Patreon. And if you are not a subscriber here on YouTube, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notification every time I post new content. But thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.